Hello and welcome to Climate Check with me, Mary Mwiikisa. Now today on the program we're looking at mining, the environment and society as we zero in on mining activities in Serenje district of Central Province. And of course I will introduce my guest very, very shortly. We'll take a short break. Now imagine if trees could provide Wi-Fi, just how many trees you would plant? Well, they provide oxygen. We definitely cannot do without it. Destruction of nature such as forests has led to irreversible climatic changes to our world. Join me as I talk to policy formulators, change makers and climate change interest groups on Climate Check, weekly on this channel. Now you are the solution to climate change. Welcome back to Climate Check. Now we know that Zambia is on the rise with targeting to produce about 3 million metric tons of copper by the year 2031, and therefore mining activities have been at the fore in the country recently. One place that has been engaged in mining of various forms, including manganese mining, is in Serenje. And joining me in studio is Jennifer Mwanangombe, who is Programs Coordinator, Environment and Extractives at the Center for Environment Justice, to help us appreciate some of the works the organization is doing in Serenje. Thank you so much for joining me on Climate Check.
Thank you, Mary, for having us.
All right.
We're happy to be here.
All right. Yeah. Let's start by appreciating the work that your organization does in this sector.
Yeah. Okay. So Center for Environment Justice, as you may know, is a local non-governmental organization, and we work with communities mainly in mining communities. Okay. So as Center for Environment Justice, really, our mandate is to promote access to quality information for the most vulnerable person in the community. Okay. So we work with the most vulnerable people in the community to advocate for human rights as well as justice surrounding mining activities.
Okay. Yeah. What is the state of mining activities in Zambia in general from your assessment?
So, like you said, Zambia has set a target to reach 3 million metric tons of copper production. So, as it stands, mining activities are actually at a point where they are expanding. So when we talk about mining, it's a cornerstone of Zambia. So it's a major contributor. We have a number of jobs, about thousands and thousands of jobs that are obtained from mining activities. And also you look at the contribution that mining makes to the GDP.
Exactly. Yeah. And let's zero in into Serenje in particular. What minerals are popular in the district?
So when we talk about Serenje district, we have a number of minerals. We have the copper ores, we have cobalt, we have some deposits of gemstones. But manganese is dominating Serenje district. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, on that note, we would like to just take a look at this documentary that was produced courtesy of HIVOS and its supporting partners on the Strengthening Respects for Environmental Rights in Zambia project. Take a look.
Serenje District, a land rich in minerals like manganese, but equally rich in stories of struggle. Beneath the soil lies wealth that promises prosperity, yet above it, communities crumble. Just 60 kilometers from Serenje town lies Kabundi, a community that waited for a dream to rise. Mwiikisa Boarding School. Construction of the Mwiikisa Boarding School began in 2014, a beacon of hope rising from the red earth. But barely 2 years later, the work fell silent. The walls stood unfinished, swallowed by weeds and whispers of what could have been. Then came the miners, roaring machines and restless hands tearing through the ground. They dug deeper and deeper, crossing into the school's land, chasing every last shimmer of ore. And when the earth gave them no more, they left, leaving behind vast open scars that cut deep into the school grounds, a haunting reminder of dreams interrupted.
Icho ndekabira sana ndelanda palubali olwa boarding Mwiikisa school. Okwimba amabwe yalapwa. Elyo yapwata kuli nangu fimo. Elo abantu abale chitamo obuyanta nshinangu benefit. Banone. Iskulu nga lyalipwile abakachita benefit bengi. Nomba amabwe bembe nango batosole iskulu nishifinshifyo twalachita. Tulebula abana okubafunya kuno kubatuma ku Serenje. Kufuma paka Kabundi kuya ku Serenje 150 kwacho kuyafye kweka. Tubike po kushita malashi. Tubike po kusonkera enganda nefire fwayo kwako. Ero nga mwafiru okumukwanisha efi. Efira mulesa ngambo kwenda naba umema kama kafwe bale kwata na abana kashi. Mulesa ngati apulefu. Kushe nishini kuisatulero.
What began as a promise of education turned into a hazard zone. Today, children travel over 60 kilometers to Serenje for secondary school. Some never make it back to class. But while Kabundi's problem is access to education, Kanona's challenge runs deeper, into the blood.
Government, through the Ministry of Health, responded to an alert concerning employees of the Southern African Ferro Alloys Limited, SR4ER, who presented the loss of balance, tremors, impaired speech, drooling, uncomfortable drooling, dropping of saliva from the mouth, and decreased movements.
Nabwera kunchito kusafu. So pe nabwera neze mbera chebwino mai pete no sevenzera. Nze chusi maningi. Nze dust nzo cha mixed manganese plus cement na manganese powder. So unabwera ma doctors last year mu October. Nabwera watenga ma blood samples. Wendo checking ku kitu. So nabwera tuzata still mushe we affected the medical first. So hapo mweni mbera wiki mpamvu nilibu. But peneze nabwera paneze chebwe maya mpamvu nilibu. Olutamanga lubiro sininga tamangi. Chame kai ba doctor pe nabwera nakamba ti affected na manganese. So stinga pitrizon got exposed to manganese. So they had to stop us first from working. We are about 9, but the first one like say about 30 or 20 something. When we say we conquer potential 9.
We have seen that there are some investors that are not respecting the human rights of the workers. You find that workers are working without safety attire. Those are the problems that we see.
The school being near the mines, a lot of challenges in the sense that we have absenteeism which has developed in the school. Their parents take their children from the school to the mining activities where they do a lot of mining. Then secondary, the mining itself has brought some health hazards to the institution. One was that the vibration itself that comes from the mines. For example, this structure here the vibration that was coming out from the mines broke this institution some 5 years ago, which is in 2020. And there's no other replacement that has been done. Then the other challenge is that the dust that come out from the vehicles that pass around the school, because there is this route behind the classes that these vehicles use. So we develop coughing, headache, such kind of problems. To add on, the parents have married off their children because the minors, they have money. They are working near this institution. So instead of favoring schooling, children decide to go out there and decide to get married to people who can at least pay them something to sustain a living.
Welcome back. Now, gauging from that documentary, we have seen the damage that unregulated mining activities pose to the environment, the health hazards and land degradation. As an organization, what is the focus of your work there, and how are you looking around these issues?
So we are an environmental organization. So the environment has different spheres. We look at the social sphere, we look at the environment itself. So those are the areas that we focus. We work with people around improving, the state of our environment, and also advocate for, like I earlier mentioned, advocate for, social justice that surrounds mining activities. So we work with communities, advocate for human rights, and also help communities try to reforestate, for example, reforestate the district. So on that one, we currently working with the forestry department in Serenje, where we supported them with a tank of water, so just to contribute to the reforestation efforts of the district.
How serious is land degradation in Serenje as a result of these mining activities?
So from our interactions with the communities, so you find that there's massive land degradation because from mining operations, they have to dig holes around, and then you find that those ditches that are dug, they are left unattended. So already that's degradation on its own. And then aside from that, you find we've had cases where communities have reported to say a child drowned in those ditches, because when it's rainy season, those ditches are filled with water. And unknowingly kids play around, and then you find someone just falls in the ditch.
Let's talk about pollution.
So with regards to pollution, just like many other districts, Serenje is not an exception. So we talk about issues to do with land pollution. By the way, studies show that a percentage of manganese in the soil inhibits crop growth. So already that component affects communities because most of the communities rely on crop growing as their major source of livelihood.
What is the impact of such unregulated mining activities on human health around the communities where these activities are happening?
Well, let me start with the issue of ditches, like I earlier stated. So with ditches, sometimes when they are left unattended, especially in the rainy season, because of that excessive water which is going nowhere, those sites become breeding sites for mosquitoes. So already that's a health issue. Then secondly, we are talking about water pollution. If a community is drawing water from a certain water source that is polluted, already that's an issue because they have to take that water, drink that water, which is not safe for drinking. Aside from that, mining also generates waste. So how they dispose the waste is very important, because if it's carelessly disposed, you find that communities, children, they come in contact with the waste. Already they're exposed to to the toxicity that comes from the mine waste. Aside from that, also employees in general, they're exposed to certain toxic chemicals when they come into interaction with unregulated mining activities.
Now, what is the impact of your work there in Serenje as an organization in helping these communities be more aware of some of these issues?
So the strengthening respect for environmental rights in Zambia is one of the projects that's currently being implemented in Serenje district. So under the project, we are training communities. It's very sad, Mary, when you go on the ground, when you interact with communities and learn how they are not aware of their rights. So with this project, we've been doing rounds in Serenje, Sinazongwe, and also on the Copper Belt province. Just educating communities about their rights so that they can know their rights in case they are advocating for something, so that they know where they're coming from. Then also, we currently, it doesn't end on awareness. We know that mining, really, the people that bear the cost of unregulated mining is the communities.
Yes.
So you find that they're displaced, they're given little compensation, their benefits are very low for the communities. So we also come in to try and support communities where we are able. So we've given a number of savings groups. We've formed saving groups. We've given them interest-free loans. And also, we are at the level where we've the saving groups that we formed, we have combined them and formulated cooperatives. That way, they can have an alternative source of livelihood.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've spoken about the alternative sources of livelihood. What are some of the projects or activities are you encouraging them to venture into?
So, as we know, Zambia is heavily also dependent on agriculture.
Yes.
So we encourage our communities to venture into, smart and climate-friendly agriculture. Apart from that, we also encourage them to venture into, livestock production. Yes. And recently, we also encouraged some communities to engage in tree planting, where they establish nurseries and also sell trees to communities that are currently reforestating.
Okay. How are you working with other stakeholders and who are they in ensuring environmental protection in the work of rampant illegal mining?
So the stakeholders that we collaborate with, firstly, are the funders mainly from outside the country. And then aside from that, we work with a number of stakeholders that's ranging from the traditional leaders who are the key custodians of the land, and also academia. We work with the government. So as Center for Environment Justice, we have a platform that we call the Environmental Protection Dialogue, where we have different stakeholders starting from children, youths, academia, government, traditional leaders, civil society, international NGOs. Just to, discuss certain issues and provide win-win solutions to the current issues that Zambia is facing with regards to environmental protection and also mining. May I make mention that under the strengthening respect for environmental rights in Zambia, we are also advocating for an establishment of the environmental court in Zambia, and also the inclusion of environmental rights in the Bill of Rights.
I must say I was privileged to have attended one of the dialogues. I think it was last year at Mulungushi, where I saw quite a number of traditional leaders and headmen and head women. From these interactions, are you seeing any improvement in terms of people being more aware of their rights, people being more aware of how the environment needs to be protected, especially in rural communities?
Yes, there is improvement actually. So starting with the traditional leaders, actually how they do things on the ground is changing. How they allocate spaces for mining. For example, in Serenje, if you don't have a permit as an investor, you will have trouble with the chiefs.
Okay.
So really, these interactions really help to open up, different stakeholders to how they react to certain environmental issues. But the communities, on the other hand, they are able to identify human rights violations.
Okay.
So you find that this all comes from the interactions that we have with these different stakeholders. So I can say proudly that there is improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as I let you go, Ms. Manangombe, what's your recommendation to policymakers, implementers, and these people that are in charge of overseeing activities in the mining sector in Zambia?
Mary, mining is very important for a country like Zambia. And if well utilized, we will be called a developed country, So for the policymakers, it's time to act is now. Mining should be done in a way that it does not come at an expense of any human being. So the first thing maybe would be to, strengthen the already existing regulatory frameworks. Then aside from that is also, maybe making amends to the Mines and Minerals Development Act, just to ensure that communities are fully engaged when they give consent, especially when it comes to regarding environmental impact assessments. Yes, and also aside from that is just, conduct mining in a sustainable way, ensure that mining is done in a sustainable way in the country.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best with the work that you're doing, commendable work that CEJ is doing, as well as your partners.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Now imagine if trees could provide Wi-Fi, just how many trees you would plant? Well, they provide oxygen. We definitely cannot do without it. Destruction of nature, such as forests, has led to irreversible climatic changes to our world. Join me as I talk to policy formulators, change makers, and climate change interest groups on Climate Check, weekly on this channel. Now you are the solution to climate change.
We have come to the end of the program for this week. I'll be back next week, same time, same channel. Remember to play your role in environmental protection and climate justice. My name is Mary Mwiikisa. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.